and we've been talking to each other for a long time. And how must it feel to be a Cavs fan to still be looking at Draymond Green do good things on a basketball court? Because it's got to be. Hey, Steph, I get it. Look, he's great, but Draymond, he's screaming. He gets a steal off Evan Mobley, which is you're just like, dude,
I hate watching Steph kill me so much more than watching Draymond.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like Draymond is like I don't. Draymond to me is like, like when Magic and Bird talk now and like kind of are buddy about how they used to go to war. That's kind of how I feel about Draymond. Like he doesn't really like rile me up at this phase because it's an old villain, like
and plus he gives half of them back, right? Like with the technicals and like hilarious weird fouls and stuff like that. Like he gives as many good plays to the Cavs as he does to the Warriors. With Steph, what drives me nuts, and I like Steph, I respect Steph. What drives me nuts is you can always see it coming. And it's inevitable. Like he winds up like a freaking cobra, and like you can just tell, okay, he's getting his legs set. He's going to take some sort of audacious three. Like you can tell when he's about to take the shot or what he's about to do, but there's nothing you can do about it. Like you can already tell, okay, that defender is like a half step behind. This is going to be a good look for him. And that's what drives me nuts is when you're watching from the broadcast view and you can see everything that's happening out there, you know exactly when Steph is about to take a shot. You know exactly when he's going to exploit something in the defense. And it's exhausting, but it's also impressive that he's still doing this at this stage of his career.
Dude, a significant portion of Cavs, sorry, Sam, a significant portion of Cavs Twitter invested a lot of mental resources into like minimizing Steph. Or like, implying that he was never that good. And I never was among that group. He scared the shit out of me. He felt unfair. He felt inevitable. And like that's why 2016 was so special to me. Cause like we finally like slowed this asshole down, So like, I feel like I have like PTSD. I have PTSD when Steph starts getting hot in a way that I don't with Draymond.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta. Now that brings me to another thing. We feel that this is Steph's version of LeBron in 2018, where he's mastered both the skill part of the game, where he's just obviously great, but also the mental, where it's just that
the apex version of himself,
right? Because like this is not Steph's most athletic version. He's not as quick as he used to be. I mean, look at him. You guys know very well, 2014, 15, 16, way quicker. But this is probably the version you're like, Steph knows exactly what he's doing it, when he's going to do it. And that felt like LeBron when he was running through the East in that 2018 season, where he's just like, I'm just going to sit on DeMar DeRozan when I want to. And when I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like he could just do what he wants, and then he just kind of ran into Steph and KD, which is a different story. But
Carter probably knows exactly where I'm going with this, which is I think his 2018 season is like the most overrated. Like he was special in that run.
Wow.
But LeBron was not a good defensive player in 2018 at all. And like that always gets brought up as like his peak season. And I feel like that's just kind of like the peak martyrdom. Narrative season because Nance got hurt.
Guys,
it's
kind of there.
Nance got hurt. Hill got hurt. Like he had to do the most with the least that year. Like they almost lost round 1 to Indiana, and like
this sets up Andy's analogy even better.
And he hit the game winners and all that.
You're making Steph a martyr, even if he's not doing it.
Right. But at that point, like the defense was so brutal from him. Like he had to do the most with the least, but I don't think that was
that
peak.
The season Windhorst wrote the article about how he's saving himself on defense and how it's smart. Like
I don't know. There's been a billion of those over the years.
He was doing that basically the whole Cleveland.
You also have to remember that Justin was at his grumpiest with LeBron in 2018, and he was the most over it and was ready to sign up for 4 seasons of pain.
I mean, you guys do have a very joyous team now. So, like,
yes, we do.
You did
Sam
win the war.
I was right. I said, you know what? I want to build something organic. We can build something organic.
You said the first year after LeBron left, that garbage year where we fired Ty Lue, you're like, I had more fun than in 2018. I'm like,
you sound like Steve Kerr.
I really was. I really went full Steve Kerr there.
I was mad at you. I was so mad at those takes. But yeah, ultimately, like it feels like, to actually answer your question, which Justin failed to do in any meaningful way. He just had to go straight into crapping on LeBron because he can't help himself. Because for anyone who's in the chat, Justin loves LeBron. He just doesn't like him. But ultimately, I think there's something to that. So. There's something to that in terms of his control in the game, and I don't know. Like he's just. I feel like Steph even more than LeBron, because I feel like LeBron's skill arc is much more visible than Steph's. Like I feel like Steph just hit an unbelievably high plateau and just kind of stayed flat, but the fact that he stayed flat is insane.